evolution of data warehouses. So very first generation, so you can say there was a first generation which started long back in data warehouses. So there are 5 generations. So here when we say first generation, so very first thing which happened was Oracle, MySQL, Postgres. So you will find these data warehouses were very common and they were like very popular around 1990s or so. After that, we saw a shift, and there was a shift to Teradata, Vertica, and then we also saw a shift towards Netezza and many other databases. Like Oracle also offers a very professional enterprise data warehouses. So at that time, like second generation data warehouses started to evolve. Third generation data warehouses were related to Hive, Presto, so these kind of data warehouses. After that, we saw another shift, which is like Redshift kind of thing. And here, fifth generation is kind of BigQuery. And then we have Snowflake. So you can see what is happening. Like there are 5 generations. In these 5 generations, these two, if you combine these, so these are basically cloud-based data warehouses. These are cloud-based data warehouses. Cloud-based data warehouses, and these are mostly like on-prem. This also offers cloud-based offerings. They also have cloud-based offerings, but you see like mostly these are like in on-prem. So you will find people prefer this. These are all on-prem data warehouses. So I was mentioning we have first generation, we have second generation, we have third generation, we have fourth generation, and then we have fifth generation. So you will find these are cloud-based and these are mostly on-prem, but there are some cloud-based offerings, but this is not actually so much elastic. Not so elastic, have a lot of limitation. They are not built from scratch, or they are not cloud native as such. So there are a lot of issues with regards to this. We will see. So now you will see like when we talk about the fifth generation, this is more like data warehousing as a service. Data warehousing as a service. Now, when you see this thing, uh, like there is a trend going on in the market. Like very first thing is you buy a car. Second thing is you rent a car. Third thing is you take Uber, pay per use, per trip. So this is like you're buying your own on-prem. This is on-prem data warehouse. This is like you are having a data warehouse which is like Redshift. So you are renting a car, so it is still on cloud. I'm writing cloud. This is cloud, serverless cloud, and this one is like Redshift. I am just writing examples. So this is Redshift example. This one here you will find Snowflake is one of the examples, and here we have on-prem, maybe Teradata is one example. So this is a trend which is going on right now. So uh, the shift, the thought process is different. There is a shift, um, but now it all depends. You can see like here we have upfront cost. Here we have a lot of upfront cost. Here no upfront cost, right? No upfront cost. And what else? Like here maintenance, you have to maintain a lot. Maintenance is high, right? Maintenance, monitoring, and many other things. You have to do a lot of things. Maintenance is high. You have to monitor. So this one is almost zero maintenance. Zero maintenance. So there are many other differences also, but just understand there is a shift which is happening, and because of which uh, the DBA job is going away. Like database administrators are getting fired because they are like having very less work compared to the earlier versions of data warehouses. So we will see like challenges with traditional data warehouses, and then we will also see what are the challenges with big data warehouses, and then we look into like why Snowflake. So I'm moving on to the challenges with the traditional data warehouses.